Hello, fight fans. Thanks for joining us at MMA Insider. Before we get rolling with today's news, show some love by hitting that like button and subscribing. Now let's uncover the latest happenings in MMA. Starting off, Khabib Nurmagomedov claims Tony Ferguson's only chance to beat him was by a lucky punch. Moving on, Dana White debates reporters over UFC pound for pound. Lastly, Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic, targeted for UFC 309 on November 16th per Dana White. Khabib Nurmagomedov thinks Tony Ferguson's only path to beating him was by a lucky punch. Nurmagomedov versus Ferguson is one of the biggest what-if fights of all time, as the two were scheduled to fight on 5 occasions, but none of those bouts ended up happening for a variety of reasons. Many still believe Ferguson was the one man who could have defeated Khabib, but Khabib doesn't think that is the case. Instead, Khabib thinks had they fought, the only way Tony Ferguson would have beaten him was by a lucky punch. Here's what he said: "I feel a little bit sad, but at the same time, I always understood that my game is worse for him. He doesn't have wrestling, he doesn't have grappling. What was he going to do with me? How was he going to stop me? The only chance he had to stop me was with a lucky punch, like with everybody. Like with Conor, with Dustin, with Justin. Everybody talks about like, they can stop him if Khabib is going to get hit with lucky punch. But other stuff, how are they going to stop me? My fighting game was worse for him. I'm a little bit sad, but what we can do?" Unfortunately, fans will never know who would have won had Khabib and Tony Ferguson fought all those years ago. But Khabib doesn't think the fight would have been close at all, as he thinks he would dominated Ferguson. Khabib Nurmagomedov ended up retiring 29-0. Tony Ferguson, meanwhile, has gone on to lose 8 straight fights, which Nurmagomedov says is sad. Here is what he said: "I feel a little bit sad, but then time showed who has what level." UFC CEO Dana White has vehemently defended 2 topics perhaps more than any others over the past year. The first is who the pound-for-pound best fighter is right now. The second is that his answer to that question, Jon Jones, who he thinks should rightfully fight Stipe next. Following Dana White's Contender Series 69 on Tuesday at the UFC Apex, White engaged with reporters in a lengthy back-and-forth discussion. The 12-plus-minute exchange began as White was about to wrap his post-event news conference. He was jokingly asked about Jones's status as the pound-for-pound GOAT. Here is what he said: "Are you guys that stupid? You can't be that stupid to think that Jon Jones is not the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world and the GOAT, but maybe you are. Who's better than Jon Jones? Who's pound-for-pound better than Jon Jones? You talk about inactivity and that he's only fought 1 time. Jon Jones was supposed to fight. If Jon Jones was sitting on the couch saying, 'I don't know when I'm going to fight again,' then he's definitely not in the pound-for-pound discussion right now. He was scheduled to fight and he got injured. He's an active fighter." White then brought up Islam Makhachev, the fighter many media members and fans think deserves the pound-for-pound designation. Here is what he said: "Islam, many people believe, lost to the guy Volkanovski, who's a weight class below him. Is that how pound-for-pound works?" Makhachev has defended the UFC lightweight title 3 times, though 2 of those were against then featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski, and one was a highly debated decision. He is currently ranked number 1 in the UFC's official pound-for-pound rankings. Jon Jones and Stipe Miocic are targeted to fight at UFC 309, an event November 16th at Madison Square Garden in New York, White confirmed Tuesday. White said the lack of formal announcement by the promotion is due to its calendar not being filled out until that point. Aspinall, the promotion's interim title holder, defended that championship at UFC 304 in July when he knocked out Curtis Blades. It's unclear what his next competitive move is, though he's upped his call-outs of Jones in recent weeks, even creating skit videos in an attempt to angle for the fight. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Your dedication and support fuel our passion to bring you the latest and greatest in the MMA world. If you enjoyed today's news, please give us a thumbs up and share it with fellow MMA fans. Remember to subscribe to stay in the loop with daily MMA updates. We've got a lot of exciting news, interviews, and analysis coming your way every single day. Your engagement helps us grow and serve the MMA community even better. Once again, thank you for being an integral part of our daily MMA journey.